All right, so we're going to try something a little new, a little different by provide some sort of diagram, if you will, of how to present to these fish. Let's bring ourselves into the picture here. Here we come in the skiff. There's me on the front of the skiff in the red. And the first species we're going to talk about is the bonefish. So like I mentioned, bonefish are typically going to be drawing a directional, something predictable. And just keep in mind the little depressions that it might be running into that it might prefer. So the fish that came before it might be your signal, like, I bet this fish will take that same path as well. So that bonefish is moving in a direction, at which point we've got to now present our fly. So again, we're trying to lead this fish by about 3 feet, and I'm going to just cast it either off to the side or directly in front of them and watch its reaction. Once I see its little twitch or direction change, at that point I can now start drawing the fly. Again, kind of matching its behavior, teasing the cat with a piece of yarn. As he's coming, you're pulling it away until he decides to finish on it. Next fish we're going to talk about is the permit. Again, they have a lot of different behaviors, but in general, what we want to pay attention to is its behavior and when you should approach it. Most often, when they feed, they're going to go head down and go, tail up, and that's a great opportunity to now cast your fly into position. So by the time your fly has hit the water and is starting sinking, he has now come up and is hopefully going to come into your fly as it's sinking and eat it. Obviously, there's all the different scenarios and distances that we talked about before, but in general, I just wanted to show you, as his head's down, that's when you make the cast. Hopefully get in a position by the time his head's up so he can kind of find it there. The triggerfish, these guys, a little bit more stationary. Again, they're going to find a place that they like. They're going to be tipping down and feeding on this place pretty aggressively, might randomly water to a different area, do the same thing. Really, we're just paying attention to his behavior, and as soon as his head comes down, that's a great opportunity to make that shot. Hopefully you've got a little bit of current so it can swing your fly into the zone. So once he's pulled his head up, he either comes right over to it, or you can now start drawing your fly away from him for him to come target. The next one is the milk. And again, this one's a little bit interesting in that it's a grazing fish, and it's just important that you set yourself up for the best chance to feel him take your fly, because you're not taking it away from him, you're hoping that he sucks it in. So often you're set up in deeper water in your skiff, and you have a group of milks coming like this, and then they're going to make a circle, come back, and then they're going to paint the same line. Do it over and over again. So you start to learn their pattern. They're going to hold in an area. So if I were to make this shot here, again, it's going to be really hard to keep tension and feel him eating as he's coming towards you. So this is actually not a great positioning if this kind of pattern is coming straight at the boat. I'd be setting myself up to be in more of this position. So now you can cast your fly, get your tension, and then as he's swimming into it, you will feel that fish eat as you're keeping that tension. That's a great scenario. If they're heading away like this as well, making the shot out to here. So just keeping that angle so you can keep that tension with your fly so you can have them feed. Last but not least is the GT. Again, you're going to have a lot of different scenarios of these guys kind of coming out of nowhere. They might come from behind you, come right at you, come from the side. It's just important that our fly is always traveling away from the fish when we present it. So let's talk classic side-on GT coming. We're going to lead 2 to 3 rod lengths out in front and beyond, and watch his behavior after one long slide. Once you make that one slide, he might start his engines really quick. At that point, you bring your fly really quick so he comes and feeds on it. If you made that cast out there, you made the slide, he's still not paying attention or changed his angle, one more long slide for him to then twitch and start moving towards you. If he's moving slow, you keep it slow until he meets it, and then he'll finish the job for you. It's really important. Now, if this fish is kind of traveling in line with you, that you don't make this shot and pull it back towards you. That's again the prey coming right into the predator. That's not natural. They do not like it. They will spook. In this scenario where this fish is traveling this direction, I am going to shoot it out almost straight out ahead and keep a nice safe distance. And while it's still sort of traveling in his direction, it's at least a safe distance where he's going to have to turn and then come finish on it. The shot where they're coming straight at you, again, I'm going to be away from him and hopefully be pulling in an opposite direction the way that he's swimming.